One local family story. One story that is being played out in homes in cities, suburbs, and rural communities.
While Americans represent just 5% of the world's population, the U.S. is said to consume 80% of the world's opioids. And as Owen Conflenti shows us, for a young man named Josh, that drug use came close to killing him.
It's ruthless. It takes you. It doesn't care. It'll put you right in your grave. You know, if you let it.
On a quiet street in the Houston suburbs, a boy from Canada with big dreams would find himself on a path that nearly led him to his grave. Joshua Steenberg was in second grade when his family moved to Texas.
Being Canadian, you know, I always had that dream to go play professional hockey, and that's really what I wanted to do in my life.
He played, his dad coached. He seemed to be skating right through school, making friends, adapting to his new home. But in high school, things changed.
I began smoking marijuana, hanging out with, you know, the wrong crowd of people.
Josh lost sight of his goals, and his parents noticed.
I noticed he'd sleep a lot, or he'd be in his room a lot.
He pulled more away from his brothers.
It was like we kind of lost our son. This wasn't part of the family anymore.
Josh only wanted to be with his friends. Friends that after high school introduced him to a new high.
Ecstasy and mushrooms, that lasted a little bit. It wasn't really my thing. Like, I loved doing it, but it didn't feel right.
He went back to weed, drinking, and then got a job working on oil rigs, making good money.
I'd have thousands of dollars, and, you know, I'm 19, 20 years old. Like what could I possibly buy? You know, let's have fun. My friends and everything, they were talking about these cocktails. It was these mixture of pills. I remember the first one, it was that warm feeling. You know, it just felt right.
It didn't take long before Josh's tolerance built up, and he needed more to get the same feeling.
We were taking maybe about 50, 60 pills, you know, a day.
He then turned to OxyContin to help him get through each day.
It's more money, but it's more bang for your buck.
Josh and his friend found themselves stealing from the people closest to them to fund their new love. Josh says some minor legal trouble led to his first stint in rehab and his first admission to his mom that he had a problem.
It was a very emotional moment for her because she just found out that I was taking painkillers and, you know, that I'm depressed because I'm not playing hockey anymore, and, you know, I hate my life because I feel like the biggest failure.
Josh would fail at rehab on his first go-round.
I actually relapsed in the rehab. Like, somebody brought something in, they handed it to me, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll take that.
While not sober, Josh scaled back. He worked. He renewed some healthier friendships.
There was one guy who was like right there with me every day. Like he wanted to help me, you know, just like he was just a good guy. And, you know, we knew each other from high school. And, so he was kind of like, you know, my wingman, my rock.
Unfortunately, Josh's rock and his world would crumble on one fateful night.
And then on, okay, this is where it gets hard.
Josh shares his painful story in hopes of helping others. Throughout this hour, you will hear more about that fateful night, his downward spiral, and how this moment, captured in a single picture, finally got him on the road to recovery.